Welcome to a special announcement episode of Kicking It with the Crosbys. I'm Mason Crosby, and my brother Reese is going to take it over for this special announcement episode that we got, for you here today.
Very, very, very special. Glad to be a part of this one. They're all fun, but this one is incredibly important, and it's cool to be able to start it off. So one thing I wanted to do here was to kind of, I don't know, share a little bit more about my brother Mason as a professional. So I know all about his personal life. We always have fun. We grew up together, all this stuff, but it's one of those things that we never really dive into his professional career. Sometimes I like to be the distraction to that, but it's a heck of a career. So Mason, you played 17 years in the NFL, 16 of those with the mighty Green Bay Packers. You're 11th all time in NFL scoring with 1,939 points. And you're one of only 6 kickers in NFL history to ever kick 100% field goals in a season. One of the things about being at the Green Bay Packers for 16 years is you have an amazing career there, a lot of records. One of those being you have 258 consecutive starts there, which is also 4th all time in the NFL history. You have the most field goals made. You have the most extra points made. You have 12 game winning kicks, which is awesome. And one of my favorite things is you're a Super Bowl champion. And on top of all that, some kind of fun stats is you played 23 playoff games. You had 28 tackles, believe that or not. One forced fumble, one fumble recovery. You caught a pass one time, which was incredible for the 2 seconds that you had it.
I forgot.
And
yeah, that's when I hurt my shoulder.
You're the only kicker to ever wear the number 21 at the Giants. So
that is a stat.
And one of my favorites is you beat the Chicago Bears 28 times.
Ooh.
So just a little fun rundown on this very special episode to lead into, why we're here, the special part.
Well, Reese is giving those stats, and it is a special day for me, for my family, for a lot of things, but in recognition of Green Bay, my NFL career, the time that I got to play this amazing game. As I look back, I've played organized sports as long as I can remember. I played organized football since 7th grade. 27 years, I believe, is the amount of time. So way more, than half of my life has been in organized football. And today is the official day where symbolically I'm hanging up the cleats. If you see them right here, they're hung up. I am announcing my retirement. I played 17 seasons in the NFL. It's about a year overdue. Last spring, I was still pondering. There was a lot of reflection, a lot of looking deep into my soul, into what my family needed, the time that I needed, and it took me. I had 17 years in the NFL, and so I needed a year. I needed a time. I needed to see if I was going to push to try to get back, but. After a year of reflection, a lot has happened. I've jumped into the radio world, getting the opportunity to speak into Wisconsin sports in Milwaukee there on my radio show, the Mason Crosby Show, that airs 9 to 11 every weekday in Milwaukee on 12:50 a.m. and 105.7 FM, The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You'll hear me there and on the Odyssey app, where you can find this podcast as well. But I got a little something. I wrote a little something down, and I just want to read through it because it's kind of something that Molly and I put together and kind of reflecting over these last couple of years. So the last 2 years since I played in Green Bay has been a whirlwind, but now that my family is established in our new home in Tennessee, I feel like I can take this moment and recognize the blessing and privilege it was to play for the Green Bay Packers and be part of that special community in Wisconsin. I got to be part of a Super Bowl winning team see my family go from Molly and I to a family of 7, all delivered right there in Green Bay. And as we lived there year round and made memories that I know will be among the most cherished for the rest of my life, I knew that putting on that jersey went further than game day. And I would always hope to represent the team and the state the best that I could. Retiring as a Packer is my way of saying that even though I live in another state, I'm still that ambassador now. Instead of you cheering me on, it's my turn to champion and to celebrate what all is being accomplished in Green Bay. For me, that's kind of a big moment. I will be retiring as a Packer on March 7th in Green Bay. So put that on your calendars as that's happening. This is technically my official retirement from the NFL. So I'm saying the words, I'm doing the thing. I have a lot on my brain. I'm like, who do I thank first? Reese, I want to thank you first and
Oh
foremost.
man, I got
You're gonna be, because it's our podcast.
right
Reese,
here.
I appreciate you, brother. All this, all the fun times, all the amazing times that we had together. Through youth sports, through college, going into like my pro career. I still remember draft day whenever you ran up and you put the cheese hat on. I mean, it feels like yesterday. That was 18
Right.
years ago. Like
That's incredible.
what a
That's
wild
incredible.
time. I
Literally
know.
half my lifetime ago.
So to think 18 years ago, this whole journey started, and I start thinking about my time in Green Bay. I am retiring from the NFL, but I am retiring like being a Green Bay Packer. I had a short stint with the New York Giants. I actually have a game credit with the LA Rams, which is kind of weird, but I also had a game there. Played with the New York Giants, only kicker to ever wear number 21. So put that on the little stat predictor there. And just I'm gonna go down a list of thank yous. I want to talk about teammates. I want to talk about memories in Green Bay, playing time there in Green Bay, and what playing in the NFL meant, to me. I mean, it's a lifelong dream, for any kid. You lace up the cleats for the first time, you put on the pads, you do the whole thing, and you're like, I'm going to make it to the NFL. I'm going to have these memories. I'm going to do this. And just making it is that dream. And I'm able to look back now, and I'm like, now it's been 18 years since my career started and that time clock started, but I played 17 years in the NFL. And I was able to lead the league in points my rookie year with Brett Favre as the quarterback. I know. I was drafted in the Green Bay in 2007 by the Packers. Ted Thompson gave me a call, and I was drafted in the 6th round, 2007 draft. I remember that moment vividly. We were in our home in Georgetown. Reese runs upstairs, puts the cheese hat on. I go through that year. I lead the league in scoring. Brett Favre at the helm. We go to the NFC Championship. Don't get it done. Disappointment. Brett Favre retires that offseason. Aaron Rodgers takes over, and talk about some moments through that. 2010, we win the Super Bowl. Get to be a Super Bowl champ. I bring my first child. First child gets brought into the world in Green Bay. Nolan, he's 14 now, which is wild. He's going on 15, and we get to go play the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl in Dallas, in my home state, do all those things. And then just so many amazing moments along the way. And through that journey, I didn't miss a game. And honestly, like whenever I look at those, all the records, all the things, I look at my teammates, I look at coaches, I look at the organization, I look at things that I'm so thankful for, because football is the ultimate team game. I couldn't have done any of this without my teammates, without my family, without Molly, without, my kids grew up in Green Bay, and they are like, every memory they have is of going to Packers games, dad being a Green Bay Packer. So for us, this is important, not just to pump myself up, not talk about accolades, not to do all those things, but to almost like give give memory and give like a place to this journey that I got to go on, and like give thanks to all the people along the way that helped us to this point. Because without Brett Good, without Tim Mastay, without Rob Davis starting this thing off, John Ryan, who was my first holder in the NFL, Rob Davis, first long snapper. Then I had Brett and Tim for a long period of time. I had guys in between. I had a lot of combinations of snappers and holders and punters and teammates. But those guys, without that operation, without those guys blocking in front of me, I never get to this point. And I got to give a huge shout out and a thank you to Aaron Rodgers. Without Aaron Rodgers scoring touchdowns and getting me in position to have those opportunities, without Coach McCarthy sticking by me, 2012, let's just be real. I'm retiring. I can talk all about all the ups and downs and all the different things. 2012 was an awful season. Packers could have gotten rid of me. They could have, decided like, all right, we paid this guy. He's not doing what we need him to do. Like, we're going to get rid of him. We're going to go find a young guy. We're going to start this whole thing over. They stuck with me, and I will forever be grateful for that. And I feel like, I hate the word earned it. It's like, I don't know if I earned anything. I saw a moment, I had an opportunity, and I took advantage of it. And I was able to come back in 2013, have a really good year, and I built off of that. And I give so much thanks and credit, and I'm so grateful for all those opportunities that I had to continue to prove that I belonged in the NFL, that it was something that I could do at a high level and continue to push forward. And so to think that 2016 was almost, it was 9 years ago. It was like wild. Or 2012, sorry. Well, 2012, what was that? 13 years ago. 2016 was like I signed another contract after that year. That was the Dallas Cowboys kick. I'm like jumping around because I'm just like, there are just so many memories. And to go through a 17-year career feels wild to kind of piece together and talk about. But when I do look back on my time, something that I think I'm most proud about, because Reese, we're just right here. It's you and me right now. I'm going to reflect through this time. This is my opportunity to almost collect my thoughts.
It's all yours.
Get ready, because I'm about to go through a whirlwind of jumping on local media stuff and talking to everybody and giving my thanks to so many people and so many moments in time. I played 258 straight regular season games. And honestly, I haven't really looked at it and reflected on that too often. And whenever I really look back, that's something I think I'm the most proud of. Like if I think of individual accolades, that's one that I say individual, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without Nate Weir and Flea and Pepper in the training room, and Kurt and Andrew and all the people that helped me to stay on the field so many times. I avoided them whenever I was healthy. I'd only pass through there for jokes and laughter and fun times, and I'd just be like, I'm staying out of this room, in the training room, if I could. But I have to give them so many props and thanks whenever I did have ailments, whenever I did have issues, getting me back on the field. I had Brian at Paramount Performance, Teresa, my massage therapist, Dr. King, my chiropractor. There were times I'll tell you, I was laid up in my bed, with my hip was locked up, my knees hurt, things were not going well. And those they showed up and they got me through and got me to play another game, got me through another week, helped me to get to where I needed to be. So I give so much thanks to all the support I had in those spaces. I got to give a shout out to Adam Corzin, our head of nutrition and performance, dietary performance and nutrition. I don't even know what he is. He's a specialist of all things, but he became such a big part of our life. not only in the building, but we spent holidays with him. He would help us, put Thanksgiving meals together for our family and to host teammates when we could. He spent numerous holidays at our house. We got to see him get married and become, kind of a father to, his new wife's children, and just see that growth and that development. So Adam, man, I appreciate you. I wouldn't have been able to make it through without you either, buddy. And so I can't just keep naming names because I'm going to go through like that's going to be a 4-hour show, and I'll keep giving my thanks as the time goes. But I reflect on my time in Green Bay, and I think of so many amazing moments. And Reese, I'm going to go back to, again, my first game in Green Bay. I was able to kick the game winner. It was my very first game in Lambeau Field. Kicked a 53-yarder, my first field goal, kick a game winner in that game. I still remember Dad was there, and I just remember, and he, how Dad is. It's like, good job, man. Like, it's just like, good job. And I think that's where I got my personality, where it's like even. It was just like never too high, never too low. You give credit where credit's due. And so I got to give shout out to Mom and Dad. I think I was avoiding talking about Mom and Dad because I was probably gonna, I don't want to get emotional. But let's talk about Mom and Dad for a sec. So they kind of set me on this path. They sent me on this journey of playing sports, supporting me. They coached me in Little League soccer, coached me up through all youth sports. Put all the stuff together. Mom always, she put all the videos and worked hard to get recruiting tapes out to colleges and get me to Colorado. So Mom, Dad, thank you for always being there, supporting me, supporting Reese, supporting our family through all our endeavors. Such an important thing. Ashley, our sister, thanks for always just being there, supporting us through everything that that I've done. You've always been a great support to me. You send me texts, give me a call whenever I need it the most. So family is so important to me, and it's something that I don't take for granted for one moment, because without family, all this wouldn't mean anything. It's who I want to share this with the most. And I think this journey through the NFL with the Green Bay Packers, all of that, family is definitely the underlying thread. And that's what this Packer journey and this Packer organization, it became like a family, right? We had so many moments that meant so much. And I think growing up in that community was so important. I had 5 kids while I lived in Green Bay. And so whenever I think about family, when I think about that, Molly and I went from Molly and I to a family of 7 through those 16 years in Green Bay. So many friends that are lifelong friends that we've established through our time there. Not teammates. I have lifelong teammates that are friends, and people from the community and in Wisconsin that we will always call friends, and that will always be near and dear to us. So yeah, I'm so grateful, thankful for my time in Green Bay. It was a journey that I could have never imagined. I couldn't have written a script for what my time in Green Bay would have been, but I am hanging up those cleats on my golf clubs, not ironically in the background, because I think in retirement, not that I didn't play golf while I was unretired, but it's a symbolic thing, Reese. You know what I'm doing over here.
I love it. I love it, man. And again, congratulations on the success you had on and off the field with all the accolades that I mentioned before, and then the ones that I didn't, with Make-A-Wish Wisconsin and the Lombardi Cancer Foundation and the Locker in Texas and numerous other things. So it's the on the field stuff that everyone sees and notices. It's the off the field stuff that makes the man, and I'm proud of you for that as well. And Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I remember we literally were you want to be an NFL player growing up. That's all you want to do. Everything you do in the backyard is all about being in the NFL, and you did it, man. Like all these memories, they're so good. And one thing that I always enjoyed, like when we, reflecting on all that is like mom and dad, like you talked about. Like I played sports too, but I wasn't in the NFL, but mom and dad would still split time. Like one would come see you, one would stay for mine, and then they'd switch or whatever. Like it was like they, very, very cool getting to have them do that and the support that they showed us. But yeah, and then just between me and you every week, the one of my favorite things of this whole journey of so how many years from college to now are we talking, like 20 something
Yeah.
years?
Well, I mean,
I
that's 22 years since, yeah, I started college in that process.
So
N
with
Yeah.
playoffs, with regular season games, just in the NFL, I've sent you 281 texts before every single game, one per game, and they are all over the place. And those are my favorite memories between me and you is
I
is that is
Man,
is the text messages, just because like they can be different. Like I didn't pick any of these out. Let's just find one. I'm just gonna go
do you
through.
have oh my gosh, thank you for
So
reading
I
these, and
I
I need
have
to,
like
yeah, I
just
need to
lists.
preface this because, yes, like, again, I feel a little scattered, and I apologize.
You're good, man.
I'm just jumping around in my memory bank of 16 years, 17 years of playing this game, professionally, and but Reese Reese sent me a text every pregame for every game. And it didn't matter the time, what he was going through, through, with, Brittany battling cancer, all the stuff. Like, Reese, you were always true to that. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate those. And there were some random ones. Let's be real. I mean, there's some texts that I'm just like, I don't know where this came from, and I don't know why he's sending like this specifically. It didn't. I don't know if it like made sense for the moment, but it always hit, and I appreciate it so
It
much, buddy.
I could tell if you needed funny or serious, just depending on our conversations, but like literally a random one that I picked from the 2017-2018
Oh,
one.
nice.
I'm just gonna read it.
Bring it.
Today you will be challenged once more. You are a marked man. You are the conquering victor, and all efforts are being developed to defeat you. The battle starts by trying to berate you and mentally break you down. These little people have no power, so do not give them their words, or do not give their words any meaning. They are an empty orchestra of nonsense trying to lower you down. It is not necessary for eagles to be crows. You must have been playing the Eagles. Don't lower yourself, but stay true to who you are. You have been here time and time again. Line them up and knock them down every chance that comes. When you are called up, answer with authority, answer with points, answer with victory. And then I
Mm.
ended every single one from our high school saying of Eagle fight never
Eagle
die.
fight never
I
dies.
don't know why it started that way. I think it became a joke and we're like, let's get it. So like there were serious ones like that, and then there, were silly ones like it was foretold of the day when a man would rise up and lead his people and become the greatest warrior in all the land. This would be no ordinary man. Legend has it that his silver locks hold an unmatched level of strength, speed, and fury. He has the appearance of a man and the heart of a noble Sasquatch. I believe you are this foretold warrior. You must rise up today. You must show your skills to the world. Harness the essence of the Squatch and use it for greatness. It is your destiny.
See, how could I not be successful and have a career like I had with those
Uh,
types of motivational words before every game? So,
so it was all over the place. It was great. So many amazing memories. Like, again, like we talked about, you're Super Bowl champion. Like
I know.
you won a Super Bowl. Like that to me is incredible because of how many years you played and how many NFC championships that you went to. Like it was amazing that one, you only made it once, but then
I
thank
know.
goodness you won that one.
I'm so,
And
yeah, so thankful for that. That
and
would have
so like,
that would have been a bummer. It would have been a bummer with everything. We've been
oh,
like,
that would have been. That would have been rough.
Well, I mean, we were close. Like it was a it was a great career. Like I guess I played for a long time, but having
Yeah.
that Super Bowl, I think, as I look back, it's like I think that is that's a defining moment. Like that's just one of those moments where without the Super Bowl, yeah, I look at my career and I'm like, okay, yeah, there were good years. There were great years. There were moments of glory and success. Again, nothing changes where I'm thankful for my teammates, thankful for coaches, the opportunity to play in Green Bay, but you just feel like maybe you fell a little short.
Yeah.
Like as I reflect even deeper into it, it's just like that Super Bowl is that it's that hook. It's that thing that you can hang everything on. That without that, because that's the ultimate team thing. It's like it took every single person, especially that year. We had 15 guys, I think, on IR. Like it
Yeah.
took
Big
so many
names too.
guys to make that happen. And it just means a lot. And Spencer put in our little chat, like including CU and my NFL games and playoffs, I played 334 games without
God.
without missing one, which
Yeah.
again for me, there's probably times where the old hip or the back or something wasn't quite right. And I can't remember if I missed a kick or had a bad game because of some ailments, but I wouldn't take anything back. I have no regrets. I laid it on the line for my team every time. I went out there and I literally I can't look at a time where it was just like I didn't want to do everything I could to be successful for my teammates. And whenever as I look back, like that was my motivation. It was like, this is my job. Like they put their health, they put their safety on the line. My teammates are going on the field. They're doing all the stuff. Like my job was to go on the field and finish off a drive, either an extra point or a field goal. And I was doing it for the guys on the field. I was doing it for my teammates. And for me to put it out of my hands, like it wasn't about me. I wasn't going out for my individual accolades. I wasn't doing that. I was doing it for my teammates. And I was doing it for the Green Bay Packers. I was doing it for the fans. I was doing it for everyone else. Like I let everyone else be nervous. I let everybody else like feel the feels, do all the stuff. Like I had one motivation and it was to be part of the Green Bay Packers, be part of those teams, to go out there and put my mark on every opportunity I had. So kind of in that vein, I definitely need to give a shout out and talk about Packers fans.
Oh yeah.
You know, there is something special about a Packer fan and about that organization, and so grateful that I got to play in a place where there wasn't an owner, and Packers fans showed up and they gave their hard-earned money to buy stock in a team and a slip. You're an owner, right,
I'm
Reese?
an owner. You're welcome. You're welcome, by the way.
Nolan's an owner. I didn't buy a share for myself. I
It's a conflict of
I gave it
interest.
to Nolan. Exactly. I felt like that would have been a conflict. So
Yeah.
Nolan always had a little ownership piece of the team. And in that vein, kind of as we talk about like what the next steps and future hold. Obviously, we're doing our podcast. We're doing Kickin with the Crosbys. Molly and I are starting up Crosby's Crew, our wine podcast. I have the Mason Crosby Show on the radio in Milwaukee at the Fan Milwaukee every weekday from 9 to 11. I've gotten an ownership stake in soccer clubs, so wasn't able to get my own ownership stake in the Packers. That's Nolan's and Reese's and a lot of other people's. So I decided to dabble into the soccer space. So I have an ownership stake in Travella Group. We have 5 teams now in 5 different countries, and so I'm dabbling in my own little ownership of sports teams. But as I think about retirement, I'm like, why it took so long. I'm tired. I don't think I have enough time. I didn't have time to run down and thank all the people. I feel like I'm finally got to a place where I'm like, okay, I have all my ducks in a row. I figured out what I'm doing. I found things I'm passionate about to dive into. And I think that was always like how I envisioned being done playing organized sports would be. Again, I play golf. I'll always be active, always play sports. I coach Nolan's football team. I'm chasing kids around. I go to gymnastics, plays, choir concerts. Like with 5 kids, it's endless. Reese is at a lot of those. He comes to a lot of the games, a lot of the concerts and the performances and the competitions. But I felt like it was like I couldn't call it quits until I had things that I was chasing passionately, going after like I did this professional, this football career for so long. And I feel like fine, like it's like I have all those things. I have the stuff that I'm chasing and that I can dive into and be passionate about because for me, that's all that matters. I was like, I can't hang up those cleats like until it's just I feel like it's done. Until like I feel like football isn't the thing that I'm chasing every day, passionately and aggressively. So it's hard for me to say. It's hard to kind of almost fathom that this journey and that path is over. But I feel so good. I feel alive with what we're doing on Kicking It with Crosbys, what I'm doing on the radio. Molly and I, Crosby's crew, the kids stuff takes up so much of my time. I just didn't even have time. Have time to retire. It was like I can't even do this thing. But it is so important for me to say thank you, give the organization the thanks because make sure that everyone knows that I loved and appreciated my time with Green Bay. How it ended, I didn't necessarily always love. I didn't love the fact that I didn't have an opportunity to just end my career there. I wasn't ready to be done in 2023 whenever I didn't get re-signed in Green Bay. So I chased it for another year. I chased it. I signed with I was able to kick for 3 games with the New York Giants, the only kicker to ever wear number 21. Awesome. Got another accolade there. But through last offseason, I knew I was done. I knew this day was coming. I knew I was gonna hang up these cleats and call it quits. But it just took me a little time, and
Yeah.
I'm so thankful now that I get to tell everybody thanks. I get to reflect, and I get to look back on a career. Um, and honestly, I can be honest. I can actually like open up and talk about some of the honest feelings and the things because I held a lot of that in for a
Yeah.
long time. Where there were a lot of moments where it was like I was I was happy or I was sad or I was struggling or it's like and it was just like just stay the course, man. Just do the job, like work hard, pay your dues, do all the things. And now it's like, all right, let's open this thing up. I'm ready to roll. I'm wearing the shirt. Shout out Pat McAfee for the brand. He
Oh
sent
yeah.
us the shirt one year with the Packers colors, and I think I lived a life for a long time, and I did it well, and I did it for the brand, and I did it because I loved kicking a ball, and I love being a Green Bay Packer. So appreciate the opportunity to tell thanks, give thanks to all those people that supported me, that were a part of this journey. Couldn't have done it without everybody that was involved in that process, and I have so much to be thankful for and grateful for. So we're gonna have fun as we continue down this path with Kicking with Crosbys. This special episode was just a little shout out to my career, to the time I had there in Green Bay and the 17 years I got to play professional football, which was so special to me, to our family. Um, I think before I go though, I don't know if I gave enough credit to Molly. uh, Molly's the rock. She's the anchor in our household, to our family. Um, she's yeah, she held it down. She held it down for 17 years. Whenever I was traveling for away games whenever we were hosting a lot of family and friends for home games. She was solid through all of it. She made sure that everyone had what they needed. She gave me the freedom to go out there and to be successful. And she gave me she gave me tough love whenever I needed it, whenever I needed to be set straight. And she gave me the motivation I needed to keep going, in the great moments. So Molly, I appreciate you. I love you. I can't tell you how much you mean to me and to our family. So let's keep rocking this thing in retirement and keep pushing it forward. But thank you for joining us on this special retirement announcement podcast, an episode that we're throwing out. Subscribe to Kicking It with the Crosbys. Go on the free Odyssey app. Subscribe to this. Go to YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Listen to this episode. I'm gonna be talking about it on the Mason Crosby Show right after this is released. So jump on there, throw your questions. I'd love to interact with everybody and kind of have some fun with this because it's hard. I'm like sentimental. I'm trying not to fighting back emotion. I'm not good at this part of things, but again, Reese, I appreciate you, buddy. Um, we're going to talk Super Bowl on Thursday as we dive into kind of Super Bowl week and some memories from whenever I played in that game, and obviously previewing what's happening on Sunday. But thank you for joining us on this special retirement announcement episode. It's weird for me to keep talking and seeing you quiet. I feel like you're always jumping in, giving me the
Hey,
insight I need.
Hey, this is all yours, buddy. I'm just here for a moral support and to be here when you need me. But it's yeah, again, congratulations on an amazing career. It was a blast to absolutely watch all of it for 17 years. There's so many great moments. So many great moments. I can't wait to dive into more of those with you in the future. Plenty of those to come.
Plenty to come. We'll continue building memories, having moments that we lean into. But again, thank you to the Packer organization. Thank you to my family, my friends, the people that came along this journey. Thank you to the fans, Packers fans, NFL fans, fantasy football fans that I scored points for occasionally.
Kind of.
Even if you're a Bears fan, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
But appreciate all of you. Thanks for the journey, and I'm excited for this future that comes along after this playing career is done. So we'll be back on Thursday. Appreciate you jumping on, listening to us for just under 40 minutes, and enjoy the show. Keep subscribing. Kicking It with Crosbys. We're out.
See you.